What's going on, guys? Niko here, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to make nice, warm, thick, drop pianos that sound like Don Diablo, MK, and all the greats. I have not found this anywhere else on YouTube. Make sure you watch till the very end. Before we jump in, want to let you guys know I'm giving away 1,000 melodies, royalty-free. Comment down below, melody mastery. I select one winner every Friday. Now, jumping into our pianos here, the first thing we got to figure out is a chord progression. But before we jump into the chord progression, I want to show you the different layers that happen on my drop pianos and all the processing. Now, if you're new to music production, this may be a little advanced, but watch through this though, because you may learn something that's going to just change your life. Going in now, the first layer on drop pianos has to be a bass line with octaves sitting in the middle of your mix. What does this mean? Well, the plugin that I use is the M1 by KYGO. It is an M1 house piano, and from the sound, what I do is I send it to something called the Greg Wells Piano Centric. I turn it up a little bit. It makes it sound a little bit nicer, and then I have some EQ. This is for my sub down here, so I'm cutting it, but the octaves sit in right in this area. And if you guys want full pianos, you need to have all your layers take up the different ranges of EQ. If you don't understand frequencies, that's for another video, but basically look at my octaves here. They're taking up a lot of the bass layers down here. I've cut some of the high end. Now, these octaves sit in the middle of my mix. What does that mean exactly? Well, when I look at my other M1 piano, which is right here playing the chords, listen to this. I'm using something on them called sample delay. This is known as the Haas effect. What this does is it spreads out the piano to different parts of the speakers. Now, if you're in headphones, it's kind of hard to hear. I can't really hear it that well either. But if you have speakers in front of you and your monitors, the chord should be on the side and the octave should be in the middle. Because normally whenever we have drop pianos, we tend to have another lead going on, a vocalist, some sort of melody. And basically from here, what we're doing is we're basically saying, okay, we're going to spread this out. Now, going from here, what we have to do is we have to say, okay, what other layers are we going to add? And by the way, I'm using similar processing on this M1. Again, it's the same thing. It's the piano house. I have the Greg Wells. I have Soothe on here, which is a great plugin. It is going right now in the hard piano mode. I haven't learned this plugin yet, but it still does a really great job. And then I have some compression just to kind of like squeeze these together. And it's on like a 52% mix here. If we look at it, they're being compressed pretty hard here. So going from there, I have a bunch of other layers. I have a contact piano here. Let's just listen to this on its own. Let's see what it is. So it's the Grandeur. I really just have it for a lot of the higher frequencies. I even boosted a little bit up here. And I just have, again, that sample delay pushing it out wide. One other layer that I have is this Nexus layer. It says it right here. I don't want to open it. And I also did sample delay on this to push it out wide. This one has more of a synth type sound. It kind of feels like angelic and uplifting, which is what I want with this. The last layer I have is just a white noise clicking every time the notes hit. Sometimes I like to add a little top kick or something else like to have the pop sparkle. But these really just do the job. So if you listen to this all together, and it just feels really full. Now, what happens after this, and I didn't have the OTT on, it goes through another layer of processing with my group. So basically I have on the RC20 here, and this adds just some noise, some wobble, a little distortion to it. It sounds nice. And then I have OTT here. Now this OTT is having a lot of like audio go through it. Now with and without the OTT and the RC, this is how it sounds right now. Now with it, so clearly this is doing a job, and I'm just turning this off because there's a little fuzz after. From there, I have it going to this FF Pro Q2, and I've cut in the middle. Again, something that I want to have occupy this space right here is the vocal, because there's a vocal going on. And again, I haven't mixed this perfectly, But I like to cut mono, again, in the middle of my mix around this area because I have a male vocal and I want that to shine through with the pianos gluing it around together. Going from there, I have this plugin called Wider, which just helps widen the entire pianos a little bit more. There's a little bit of reverb, very small amounts of smooth room reverb. And then I have a creative filter and a kickstart, which is basically pulsing the piano to duck. Now, when I go into my drop here, I have a couple other layers. This one we don't need. I have an omnisphere layer. Let's listen to this. So I don't know why it's not cut here. So it's a Rhodes piano and omnisphere, and I actually have it tremoloing back and forth. So if you listen to this in headphones or in your speakers, you can hear it going back and forth. And then I have the 7 lines plucked just adding into it. So if we listen to this all together now in the drop. Now this may be a little bit too sharp and a little bit too much attack. So what I can do is I can actually add in a kilohertz plugin called Transient Shaper. I've really liked seeing this, and I can bring the attack down a little bit. But I want these things to pop through the mix, right? And there's more that goes along with it. So when you hear all of this together, I'm gonna just mute the vocal in the drop because I'm actually going to show you guys the vocal chop I did in another video. And mind you, there's no bass yet. I'm still working on getting a nice bass sound in this drop. Listen to this together. It sounds pretty good. So if I mute all this. So something else I forgot to mention is, I'm going to turn this off. I have a couple other layers going on that kind of add a little bit to the drop pianos. So I have a synth layer panning right here. I'm not going to give this one away just yet. You guys may have to ask in the comments. Maybe I'll give it away. What this thing is doing is it's actually adding some movement to the pianos. And I have a lot of filter automation going on here. I also have some guitars. And we're getting a little bit of lag, so that probably is telling me that it's time to end the tutorial. So you guys saw what I did there. You saw the layers. We didn't break down the theory behind it. And I'm actually shocked that I just gave this all away because this took me a long time to discover, showing you my processing, literally giving you guys pretty much everything. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'm sure you got something out of it. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the notifications bell, comment down below Melody Mastery. I look forward to seeing you guys in videos to come. And with that being said, until next time, see you guys in the next video.